TMC writes to the Election Commission against Priyanka Gandhi, alleging violation of COVID restrictions and guidelines in Goa. Okay, so pictures on your screens from November in Goa, where Priyanka Gandhi was earlier campaigning. The TMC has now approached the Election Commission, citing certain instances where Priyanka Gandhi was seen to be violating COVID norms. Let me go across to Tamal joining me with more inputs. Yes, Tamal, over to you. Tell us what exactly has the TMC raised as objections to Priyanka Gandhi and her campaign in Goa?
Well, the letter has been sent to the Chief Electoral Officer of the Election Commission, and the allegation is that on 7th of February, which is yesterday, the Congress workers were all assembled and they were holding an election meeting, which was also led by Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Congress leader, along with the Congress candidate. And this meeting happened, which Trinamool Congress is claiming is in violation of the COVID guidelines which have been issued by the Election Commission of India. Mind it, it's important to note that the Election Commission, while announcing the elections, had suggested there would be certain guidelines, COVID guidelines, and they cannot be they cannot be messed up with, and they have to be followed dito. The reason why the Election Commission had also banned all political rallies for the first fortnight. But now that campaigning has been allowed, but with restrictions, Trinamool Congress is alleging that at Violating Assembly Constituency, 33 Violating Assembly Constituency in Goa, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, along with other Congress workers, had assembled, and the Congress candidate had assembled, and that was more than 50 in number, and most of them were not wearing masks. So basically, it was in violation of the COVID guidelines issued by the Election Commission of India, and thus Trinamool Congress, while making this complaint to the Chief Electoral Officer, has now demanded that Congress should not be allowed to hold any further meetings or rallies in Goa in the run-up to the elections. Mind you, the elections are on the 14th of February, and Goa is going to go for polling in a single phase, which is on 14th of February. And this particular letter, first of a kind, many would say, where Trinamool Congress had made allegations and complaints to the Election Commission against a senior Congress leader, none other than Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. And that indicates possibly the kind of fallout which has happened between Trinamool Congress and Congress. Interesting to recall, while Mamata Banerjee had visited Goa, she had given this open call to all opposition parties to come together, including Congress, and had suggested that people should leave their ego aside to fight together and defeat BJP. But things didn't work out well between Congress and Trinamool Congress. It's an all-out war, and this letter only highlights the kind of equation which is existing between Trinamool Congress and Congress, something which is not restricted in the realms of Goa elections anymore.
Yes, like you said, that just shows now that TMC and the Congress are at loggerheads in Goa, to the extent that TMC is raising a complaint against Priyanka Gandhi. Thanks for joining us, Tamal, with your inputs on the story.